Hello there, my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your forecast for December 2025. Okay, we're moving on into a new year, and the new era continues. Yes, it does. Things are changing rapidly. On a collective level, we can see where we're making more technological improvements. I'm not going to get too much involved with what's going on with the world because it's a lot to take in. And I'm sure all of you out there can see the news, you can see the Instagram and those sites where that information will show up. But what I am going to talk about is what's happening for December and how we're moving into this new year. Okay? So let me put my glasses on. The first thing we have is another. We had one last month, and we have one again in December. The super full moon, but this time it's in the sign of Gemini. Okay, and this is about your communication, all forms of it, and how you speak your truth. Okay, so just know things that are words or communication or how you convey information to others may no longer be serving you. And this is something that, we have to let go of. All right? So we have this super full moon on the 4th, okay? And it starts on the Pacific side at 3:14 p.m. And this is in like California area, okay? And on the 10th, Neptune stations direct at that critical degree of 29 in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a healing energy. It is a spiritual energy, and it's also the last sign of the zodiac. So it has a lot of possibilities for us to end some karmic cycles here. And this is the last time or the last pass that Neptune will be in Pisces. It'll be moving into Aries where there's a whole new cycle happening in 2026. Okay? So December, this month, is the last phase of our recalibration with Neptune stationing direct. Okay? Neptune enters Aries at 0 degrees on January the 26th. So this is going to be a whole new scenario. Okay, let's just put it like that for now. Okay, and on December the 17th, Mercury moves out of its shadow. It's been in retrograde in Sagittarius. And on the 19th, the new moon is in Sagittarius, and this happens at 5:43 p.m. And Venus moves into Capricorn on the 24th. Okay, so there is more happening in the skies than what I'm speaking to, but I'm condensing the information here because, we could be talking on one on December for I don't know how long, and I don't have a whole lot of recording time for that. Okay, so just enjoy your experience no matter what that experience is, okay? Because this is all about growth and taking steps into change. And we all have to, you know, make a decision or make a choice as to whether we want to change or if we want to just sit in where we are comfortable. All right? So I'm going to see you on the other side. So be there. Hello to my Gemini risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2025. Welcome. Okay, now I did an introduction giving up the highlights for the month. And so we're just going to get right into the forecast, okay? So we're going to start with the 4th of December. We have a super full moon in the sign of Gemini. And we had one last month as well. And this is at 13 degrees, and this is happening in your first house. Okay, this is the house of self. You know, how you appear to others, how you feel about yourself, and yourself is head to toe. You know, how do you feel about your self worth, self esteem, Gemini rising? That's the package in the first house, okay? So you may be re examining how you see yourself and how you are perceived by others. Your identity may feel amplified, and you may be more conscious of your own actions and communication style, okay? The moon can make you feel more emotionally sensitive to criticism, and your mood can shift quickly, okay? Yeah, I can understand that because Gemini, you like the happy part, okay? But sometimes we got to experience the not so feel good part, okay? So, again, this is all about, recognizing, what's happening on the inside and, making a decision to release, change, grow, or hold off for, you know, later date kind of thing. All right. Okay, so on the 8th, Gemini rising, we have Mars in Sagittarius, and this is a square, and the square is about tension, things that are not working well together. And this is in your house of relationships, marriage, legal matters, one on one partnerships, business partners, family and friends also can be in the 7th house as well. Okay, and it's squaring Saturn. And Saturn is all about being grounded, doing the hard work, and being pessimistic as well. And this is in the sign of Pisces. Now, Saturn has been going back and forth through Aries and Pisces, but this is the last time Saturn will be in Pisces at this 29 degrees, okay? So this is a critical degree because things are about to change. All right, so this square creates tension between your personal passions and your career ambitions. You may experience frustration because this tension creates a challenge of trying to act quickly without being paralyzed by your overthinking, Gemini rising, or over analyzing things. You may also feel like you're being held back or held to a much higher standard at this time. Okay? So this is your 10th house. And it's like your 7th house of relationship. Your 10th house is how you show up in the world, your public reputation. It's also about your career. So you may have that demand from your employers holding you to a higher standard, wanting to see you push through, grow more. What can you do more before, we can offer you more. Okay? So there is this square here between your, personal relationships and your public relationships as well. So on the 10th, we have on the 14th. I'm going to move on from the 10th because we already know that Neptune station direct at 29 degrees has happened before since October. Okay? So on the 14th, we have another square, and this is with Neptune in Pisces. We have Mars in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, and is still affecting the same houses, your 7th house of relationships and your 10th house of public exposure and your career and your superiors, authority figures, and subordinates. Okay, so again, with Neptune here, this tension can create power struggles with your partner, that's your 7th house, feelings of being undermined in your career, that's your 10th house, or your relationships that are based on unclear motivations. Okay, your desire for an honest relationship might be undermined by secrets or miscommunications related to your career. Okay, so one or the other, because there is the tension there, and you have to learn how to create the balance. And with the confusion with Neptune, Gemini rising, you don't want to push through. You want to just take it a step at a time and kind of stay focused, create boundaries for yourself so that you don't take on other people's energy and claim it. So when you set your boundaries, then you know where you're locked in. Okay? So just take it, a step at a time, and try not to be so eager to help or fix, someone else's energy. Okay? So on the 15th, we have Mars entering Capricorn, and this is happening in your 8th house. And your 8th house is about transformation. It's about other people's money. It's about death. It's about taxes. Did I say transformation? Psychological issues, things that are hidden, power and control issues as well. And your parents are also in this 8th house energy. The 8th house is, really, it's hard to uncover because it's such a secretive place to be. So you might be highly focused on your shared financial matters, such as investments, joint assets, and inheritances. Financial gain is possible, but it also creates stress over money if you or your partner is too aggressive or over controlling. Okay? This may be the time when you experience deep personal change or transformation, because that's what this house is all about, is transforming, what no longer serves you to something better. Your intimate relationships can be strained at this time, leading to power struggles or conflicts. Okay? So on the 17th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius moving out of its shadow. Okay? And this is in your 7th house. So you may have the desire for open, enthusiastic, and honest communication with your partner. You may see your relationships with a broader perspective, that's Sagittarius expansion, and be more open to new ideas and experiences with your partner. Okay, and on the 19th, we have the new moon at 28 degrees of Sagittarius, and this is happening in your seventh house as well. And this is your house of relationships. Okay, so for you, Gemini rising, you have a lot of relationship energy that needs work. Okay, so you're tapped in. Just recognize what it is that you need to see for your own growth and alignment. Okay, so this new moon is a powerful time to set your intentions and start new partnerships of all kinds. Okay, that's a networking piece there. You can also set your intentions to make a fresh start in your existing relationships. You can also set your intentions to bring more optimism and truthfulness into your interactions, okay? You are encouraged to set clear boundaries and define what you can give and what you need to receive from others. Now, that's, the boundary setting, what it is that you can give. You don't have to overgive, okay? But that's what can happen with the moon's energy, with Neptune's energy, with Pisces energy. You have to set those boundaries and know what you can give and know what you want in return, okay? So on the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn in your 8th house, and this is your house of transformation, death, shared resources, taxes, banking, things related to money, inheritances are also in this house, which I've already spoken to you about before. Now, with the sun being here, there is some ego-driven processes that can happen and create some control conflict. So just be aware. So this is a powerful moment for significant personal growth and transformation. You have a concentrated focus on joint finances, taxes, or inheritances. You may take the step to manage shared resources and handle those financial matters like right now. Okay, so this is a time to confront your deep-seated fears and insecurities in your relationship. Working through your karmic debts related to authority and ego will be of benefit. Okay, so this is a time where this light is shining on the inner workings, those deep places where we don't normally go because, there's a lot of pain with it. But, we have opportunities to face it, recognize it, and let it go, okay? And grow from it, okay? So on the 24th, which is the day before Christmas, we have Venus entering Capricorn, and this is happening in your 8th house as well. And Venus is the goddess of love, relationships, finances, things of that nature. Okay, your relationships will become more serious and intense because the 8th house is intense. Now, seriousness has to do with Capricorn. Okay, so you're moving past superficiality things to explore deep emotional and sexual intimacy. Now, sex is a part of the 8th house as well. Your approach to love is practical and serious with the desire to build lasting, committed bonds and a sense of responsibility within your relationships. Now, this is how Capricorn operates, which is good because you get to ground yourself in reality and take the necessary steps to make good on what it is that you want to have happen in your eighth house situation. You may meet partners in unconventional or mysterious settings, such as financial dealings, shared spiritual interests, or occult topics. Okay, so this eighth house is highlighting, where you may possibly meet someone new if that is your interest. Okay, so this is your forecast for December 2025, Gemini Rising. And until next time, bye for now.